Hey there, friends. This is a request from a friend of mine who just said that I might like this song. I do not know this artist, I don't think. Madeline May, I know that they mentioned there was somebody, like they were a person on YouTube or TikTok, so maybe I've heard their music before and just didn't know it, as is the way of most TikTok music to me. This is a song called What's Going On. I doubt it's a cover of the Marvin Gaye song. I know based on the little image for the music video, it was like a little claymation person, and that made me happy because I love claymation. I love stop motion. It's like my favorite kind of animation. So yeah, let's go. This is very cute already. I kind of love this. Based on this image and the picture from that, it's got a very kind of like homemade feel, which I think is really cute. Let's go.
They're hiding in plain sight and found all across the galaxy. One could be standing beside you in this very moment. Oh, but don't feel too frightened, my dear friends. For all you know, you too could be one of them. Ooh, so scary. You're scared right now. What's going on, you ask? Behold, the alien amongst men, a severely lonely and anxious person.
Automatically I know why my friend said I'd like this. It's got the carnival barker. I'm a weird lover of like old carnival and circus stuff. I don't know why. It's an insane world, but I am weirdly fascinated by it. Especially old like freak shows I find deeply fascinating. And already we had like the music sounds very very circus-like from what I heard just that little moment. Let me see some more.
Lonely and anxious person.
Sounds like, I don't know if those decorations are still around actually. In like the 90s, those hanging ghosts that like you'd clap next to them and at Halloween and they'd go off and they sound just like that. It's that kind of theremin vibe, which theremins are just fun. I got to see a theremin in person once. Like I was going to see a show and they opened with a theremin for some reason, and they're fun as heck to watch because I don't understand how they work. I could look it up, but I don't want to. I kind of want them to just stay magic. But I love that theremin vibe. This already is very cute. It looks like kind of a child's diorama. I say child, but like I couldn't make this now.
I am an alien, my rocket ship is human bone and skin. I'm something small or scary.
I have heard this little bit of this song because it was in an edit for Dimension 20. This is a show I watched that's D&D that was for a character who is a little slug inside of a person. I remember hearing this a little bit, so I have heard like about 20 seconds of this song.
I'm an alien, my rocket ship is human bone and skin. I'm something smaller staring out the skull with a panel of wire and buttons I don't understand. Spamming every one of them. Does being human mean pretending to know what's going on? What's going on? Hi, take me to your...
I love that the little things inside look like eyeballs. That's so creative to have like little kind of aliens look like just eyeballs that would be looking out. And I love that they're putting the like paper exclamation marks over there. Paper animation I think is very cool. It's a lot of, it's I guess most famously done with like South Park, I guess. Like early South Park when it was just paper. But my favorite of that kind of stuff is like either the Monty Python stuff or this wonderful film called Fantastic Planet. Again, film nerd, I have to talk about film in some way, but I love claymation. I mean, like I grew up with Gumby. Even though Gumby was way before my time, I grew up with like reruns of Gumby that now don't play anymore. And you know, for more modern stuff, I love Moral Oral. That's one of the most depressing and funniest shows maybe ever. But I already really enjoy how this song goes.
Spamming every one of them. Does being human mean pretending to know what's going on? What's going on? Hi, take me to your leader. I would like to have a couple words. Get your shit together. How do humans keep on getting worse? I'd go back to space, but they've invaded out there too. We're doomed.
Before we get into that moment, I like that they're showing that this person that we're watching is not the same as everyone else, because everyone else is two-dimensional and they're three-dimensional. Obviously, this is very much related to, like, feeling like you don't belong, which I think could, I know the one thing I did hear about the song is that a lot of people who are neurodivergent relate to it, either autistic or on the ADHD spectrum, which I am. I don't know if I'm on the autism spectrum or not. I've never gotten tested. My mom said I could, and I went, it's fine. I'm in my 30s, whatever's going on is going on. It's all good. But definitely poster child for ADHD in women. And yeah, you 1000% just feel like nothing. You do feel this sort of almost detachment from your body, but also just looking around you going, how does everyone else figure this out? I remember feeling that even as a little kid, as someone who grew up with severe anxiety from like 4, and undiagnosed ADHD. I was mad all the time because I couldn't understand. I assumed everyone else felt the way I did, and I couldn't understand how they were just walking around and being okay. I couldn't figure out how they weren't all just like screaming if they felt the way I did inside. I just felt like I wasn't good at being a human because I just didn't get it. I didn't get how everyone else just seemed pretty okay. And meanwhile, my brain was constantly on fire, and I just like didn't know why, and didn't find out for many, many years. So I definitely get that, it's being human, pretending to know what's going on is very real. This is very cool. I also just, the music, it's very, you can almost, it feels like the opening with the carnival thing, it feels like a carnival ride sonically. Like it feels kind of, you're going up and down a little bit. I can see how this would be strange. I want to hear it on big headphones. Almost overwhelming and overstimulating, but also weirdly comforting. There's like a very thin line between this song is overstimulating and this song is weirdly like petting the inside of my brain. And this I feel like kind of goes in and out of it. Like the minute it becomes almost too overwhelming and kind of darts back in. It's very fun. It feels like a little thrill ride musically.
Anyone tell me what's going on? The way I talk and I might be a little bit behind trends and slang in other ways to fit the box, to not be not liked. Once it gets underneath my skin, it's hard to let anyone in again. My walls go up, I'm on the fence. My solitude is safer than having friends. Why do I feel alien? I am an alien. My rocket ship is human bone and skin.
That's like a great illustration of like they're hurling insults at you and like it goes under your skin, so it climbs up and then goes into your brain. Like that is such a great like just visualization of how those kind of, you can internalize those words you hear, which I think a lot of people who grew up neurodivergent or with any alternatively with maybe some type of mental illness could feel, because you're different. It's so heartbreaking, and you do kind of hope that maybe one day you're just going to wake up and it's all going to make sense. I remember thinking that a lot when I was young, as far as just like being more feminine. I figured one day I was just going to wake up and it was all going to make sense to me. I was going to understand makeup and the purpose of it, and I was just going to understand, I was going to want the same things I saw all the other girls want. Because it wasn't like I was, not liking it I think a lot of people thought I just didn't like what was popular because I wanted to be different, when really I kind of wanted in. I wanted in on the party, because liking the popular thing and understanding the popular thing means there's just a lot more people at your party. It means there's just a lot more people to talk to. When you only like weird stuff like, Czech cinema and freaking weird art house movies, well, you got a lot of those people to talk to for the things you like. It's not fun. I'm still passionate about the things that I love, but you just have a lot less options of who to talk to. So I very, very much, man, this song is getting to me a little bit, and also so fun sounding, which is a great combo. It's so well done. It's the, who knows how much this cost, probably not very much, but it's doing such a great job, and it's so dynamic to watch, all the different colors. You don't need a ton of money to make something that's really engaging. I love that.
I am an alien. My rocket ship is human bone and skin. I'm something smaller staring out the skull through two big eye sockets, and I just don't understand how to become one of them. Does being human mean pretending to be something you're not? What's going on? Take me to your leader. I would like to have a couple words. Get your shit together. How do you?
And no one was saying anything. Oh, that's That's so real. Oof. Oof. I almost wish they had been saying things, this is a magical world, but showing that in fact no one was saying anything, and it was all in the person's head. Oof. My mom always recounts when I was, like, in 2nd grade, being terrified to get out of the car, because I'm like, those people are laughing at me. And she's like, honey, they're not looking at you. And I was convinced everyone was laughing at me. I was sure of it. I knew it. And it's like, nah, man. It's just, nah, people don't think much, and if they are, they're not thinking about you. But tell me that when I'm not in a good headspace, I am convinced everyone hates me. It's why it's a struggle, but also a really good thing to have this channel to put myself out there. It's hard. It's very hard work to face a camera sometimes, but it's been really good practice for me, and it's been very positive in general. Just to get myself out there more. But oh my god, I just love. Sorry, I'm like into this, but also so distracted by how great all the little bits and boosts. This feels like a music video that would have been on like Nickelodeon back in the 90s. Like I did the Dr. Worm one. They did a couple things like that. Just these weird little animated music videos they would do sometimes to songs. And this really feels like one of them. Oh, it's kind of break my heart. I love it. It's giving me a lot of emotions.
Peter, I would like to have a couple words. Get your shit together. How do humans keep on getting worse? I'd go back to space where they've invaded out there too. We're doomed.
Jack Stauber stuff right there, man. look a little Jack Stauber. That was a little upsetting. If you don't know his stuff, by all means, please go look it up. Look kind of like the wife's head melting in the Lima Bean song. Yeah, looking at, I would assume that's what they maybe not even want to look like, but what they think they're supposed to be. And that melting in front of them. I'm just like, this is what, if I were normal, this is what it would be. Why can't I get to that? And then watching that melt in front of them is what I would assume it is. Oof. Trying to fit in, guess I'll always be alone. I feel like this is also a great way to visualize how when you are, neurodivergent or something like that, just when you don't feel like you belong, when and this could even be related to maybe like depression, when you're seeing all these different, the way the little eyeball guys and the heart and things like that and the lungs, how they're working so hard to just get the body to move, and you can feel that, when you're kind of struggling to keep up with everyone else, be it physically, mentally, behavior, whatever you see as that you feel like maybe you're behind. Well, I don't think so. I think you're just kind of different. On a side path, not necessarily behind, on the same path. It really feels like it takes all this effort just to do the simplest thing. It's so hard. I've been in a bad depression state, not as much lately, but a bad one, real bad recently. Not as much lately, being the last like 5 days. But man, just doing the littlest thing just felt like every part of me was just made of lead. And it really does feel like all these different wired and things like that and spinners are going just to do the slightest thing. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but that's what I feel about it.
How to become one of them? How do I be one of? How do I be one of you? How do I be one of? How do I be one of you? Is anyone
that effort and all that kind of internal drama just from like going out and going to a cafe, which I'm curious for those who maybe don't struggle with the same kinds of things that I might struggle or other might struggles with, if that seems like, why would that cause that much trauma? You're just going to a cafe, but oof, it can be tough. Just doing the littlest things on a day when you're not doing well. That was really, really good. I also like that it's, you know, in the end, it's more like just the effort of trying to be like everyone else is the thing that just makes you kind of break apart eventually, because you're never gonna feel like you're doing it correctly. It's better just to be your own weird little self and hopefully find other people that vibe with it. I really like that song a lot, and just a very fun, just delight to listen to. Even though the words were kind of getting to me, getting to my heart. I'm 100% gonna listen to that song again. That was lovely. I really, really enjoyed that a lot. So thank you to my buddy who told me to listen to that, and let me know. I don't think I've ever heard of Madeline May. I hope I'm pronouncing their name correctly. So let me know if I should listen to any of their other songs, because that was delightful. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.